Hey, Pep Pals, Mike the Cat Gardener, and today is February 14th, Valentine's Day. I'm going to show you some of the things that are growing on inside my Zone 4 Minnesota snowy winter indoor garden. It's all gloomy outside, but it's nice and bright inside with all the beautiful greenery. These are peppers, and I showed the kit that they were grown from. And last time I said I didn't see any buds, but there are buds all over the place. So I'm really happy for that. See, I'm very pleased with that kit and the growth of these peppers. They're almost reaching the max growth of this which is 2 feet. So yeah, be right back. Here's my red bearded bunching onions. I replanted these because they petered out, but these ones are doing great. This one was growing outside of the sponge, so I had to push it back in. But the rest of them are growing nice and tall. So that's why this one fell over, because it was outside the sponge. But it was still in contact with the nutrients. And I got to keep having to raise the light up. Eventually I'm just going to have to start chopping the tops off, using those like in my eggs and stuff. Because they get burnt up on, you can see the tips get burnt on the light. But yeah, so far so good. And like I said, last winter I kept chopping the tops off. And then eventually I put them outside, and they grew in these like monster, almost regular onion size onions. It's really cool. And they lasted me for once I harvested them in like September, and I ate them like last month. Just kept them, inside, on a wire rack. This is my patio fire and ice pepper, and it's doing really great. This one back here was a late bloomer, but eventually showed up. And these were very old seeds. Some of the first seeds I ever bought for I think these were the first pepper seeds I bought for growing hydroponically inside, because I thought they were so cool looking. But then I moved on to like Fresnos and more challenging things. This right here is the firecracker pepper. Bought around the same time. So you can see this one's doing great. That one, a couple of them are showed up there. I have to thin one of them out. And that one is not doing much of anything. So I'll probably take one from there and put it in here. And then eventually I'll probably just grow one pepper. Maybe two, depending on how, small they stay. But I might move a couple of them out. And I got my little decorations set up here. I was able to clean off my shelving unit here and install the lights. The lights had died on pretty much every shelf. So I replaced them. And so you can see I can take things like this mason jar, and I can take one of the sponges out directly out of here, fill this with the plant nutrients, put it in there, and it can sit underneath the light there. This is closer to the light here, or I can move it down to this shelf, and it's got more room, or I can move it down all the way to the bottom, and it's got like 2 feet-ish room. So that's why I like this. This is my experimental shelf, but it's great for growing things. I grew mullein and Greek mountain tea mint and all kinds of herbs, and everything I put outside pretty much started on this shelf. It's pretty cool. So I got that all nice and organized and ready to go. Haven't decided what I want to plant in here yet, but I'll get some stuff going. Especially now I'm starting to keep an eye towards spring. What I want to start early outside, so maybe get some cabbages and that kind of thing started. We'll see. This monster plant here is broccoli rabe. I've been eating the leaves off of it. It's really delicious. And again, you can see how it grew so fast. It started touching the light and started getting burnt on the light bar here. And this is as max as it'll go. So that lets me know that this is it'll grow to the size, because I've grown other ones in like the sprout unit, and they didn't get this big. And this is one plant, see? And again, I had all 6 pods filled with broccoli rabe, thinking that they're going to grow straight and tall, but look at the size of this leaf. This is like a good 12-inch wide leaf. It's huge. It's pretty cool. And the plant is about a foot, almost a foot tall now. So yeah, and then hopefully what I'm waiting for with broccoli rabe is you wait for it to start to put those little broccoli type flowers in the middle, but I've also been eating the leaves, which were really quite delicious. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that. And then, like I did, what I did was I took all the other ones out and put them into cracky jars. So I'll show that in a minute. Next to that is the cutoff, the thinning of my tomato plant. I'm not sure if that's the red or the yellow cherry or the red cherry, but I'll know when it ripens up. Like I said, it was just a little runt. Now it's already got nice flowers. It's going to be a decent sized plant. And the great thing about tomatoes is you can easily propagate them. You can just cut like this leaf off here, pull these leaves off, stick it in water, it'll root, and it'll be a whole new plant, and the plant will be mature. It'll be the same age as this plant, which means you'll probably get fruit right away. You don't have to wait around. Right next to that is my ledger pepper I've had growing for quite some time. You can see there's peppers all over this thing. This is the plant that just won't quit. Got pepper there. Got a nice sized pepper here. Nice sized pepper back there. So yeah, that's really cool. And got more flowers to come. And like I said, with the peppers, you can just either give the plant, the plant a little shake, or if you have like one of the little bee things from AeroGarden, and then like you can't see it on camera, but every time I do that, pollen just goes flying everywhere. And then so I just move the pollen from plant to plant, flower to flower, like a bee would. And it pretty much guarantees that I'm going to get lots of peppers. And I do the same thing with the tomatoes. Just give them a little buzz. Like lots of pollen falls out of these too. And you can see, doing that, there's already a little tomato. And there's tomatoes all throughout this thing. So this is a very prolific, and this is the, well, I got two of them in here. I got the red cherry, and I got the yellow cherry. And the yellow cherry seems to be the one that's really taken off. So I got to actually come in here and thin all this stuff out so that the energy, all these bottom leaves that don't get much light, I'll come and snip them all out so that all the energy goes into the tomato. So yeah, have no shortage of tomatoes on this plant. So that is just awesome. All right, be right back. So there might be some light artifacting because these lights are so bright. These are just the shop lights, the LED 5500 Kelvin daylight shop lights. I got 2 per shelf, which is probably overkill, but these plants are just loving it. This is the same. This is when I throw castaway peppers thinnings. You can see it's already got buds on there. And pretty soon we'll have peppers. Same thing here. Same thing here. These I'll do another video on. These are empties bottles right now. They're filled with plant food solution. I'll do probably a short on that. This is broccoli rabe that I took off. Same thing here. This is another big broccoli rabe that's just growing in a plastic food grade safe, of course, unsweetened cranberry jar. These are, I'll talk about these more later, but again, that's a little runt that was getting absolutely no light. And that's why I moved all these out, because they were getting no light, because that big monster that's over in the AeroGarden was blocking everything out. You see how this one's leaned way over this way? Because that's where the light was, and it was trying to reach out from underneath that plant and get some light. And this one's still kind of blocking it. So I'm going to take this one, I'm going to move it, and give these smaller ones more light, and then give this one more room on its own to grow. So back here, and then you can see this is like, it's blocking off my fig cutting, so definitely want to get this out of the way. So there's my fig cutting. There's one. I got 4 fig cuttings from Odom's Homestead. There's my second fig cutting. And so I got them all different size jars, so you can see that they're all happy no matter what size jar I put them in. Eventually I might have to move them up, but right now they barely have roots on them, but the leaves are growing. This is a 5-pound protein jug that this one back here is growing in. And then next to that, I've got this 27 see, 7.5 gallon, 30 quart storage container tote that I made into a unit. It's got air stones from a fish tank air pump running into both corners there. And there's the other fig cutting. And you can see this is a happy fellow as well. And hopefully it continues to be that way. And it's got all this room to grow up. And it's got its own lights, ton of light on either side. And then underneath here, I cleaned up this one up. And this is where I grew my amaranth and stuff. Started that last year that I put outside. And I'll probably grow some, thinking some kind of lettuces or something. Maybe bok choy in one, lettuce in another one, because, you know, I want to grow things that I eat. I don't want to buy anything from the store. So there you have it. So that's, back up here. So this is my newer growing area. And I've got a couple more I got to set up. I've got the racks and everything else ready to go. But yeah, so these down here, these jugs, so when these get big, they're going to go down here and then put something small, you know, so that they continuously have room to grow, and they're not trying to reach for the light or fight each other. So you can see I got a lot going on here. And it makes me very happy because, like I said, it's going to be like negative 15, something like that this week. Below 0 Fahrenheit, which is cold. We just had like 4 inches of snow. I got to go out and shovel in the morning. So, there's no sun, so it's gloomy and depressing and nothing but just gray and white from the snow. But when I come inside, I have green, I have color. Pretty soon these peppers will start to color up and change colors. Hopefully I get some beautiful figs. And definitely get some tasty broccoli rabe. So yeah. Alright, so that's what's... And then I got a fan right there to keep the air circulating around. Yeah, I'm very pleased. Alright, any comments, questions, leave in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have an awesome day. Yay, plants. Oh, and none of these have any pumps or electricity. It's just the light, electricity from the light. These are all grown Kratky method. Kratky method. All right.